Getting into nature can be super healing, and I'm going to share with you why and how to go about doing that. Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name's Fola, and here on Deep Mind Squared, we talk all things bridging mental wellness and spirituality for nurses. In today's video, I want to talk about the beautiful healing benefits of being outside in nature or surrounding yourself with nature, and what this can do for your body and your mind and ultimately your soul. It can be hard to get outside if you're stuck in a hospital all day. You know, finding that green space can be a bit of a challenge. But I think that a lot of hospitals now are creating these sort of green spaces. You might have to just get a bit creative of what's going to work for you. Before we get into it, I invite you to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you're updated on future video releases. Spending time in nature is something that I enjoy so much, even here in Alberta, where it can get to like minus 40 degrees Celsius. It's some ridiculous thing. There's something so healing and beneficial when I go and just spend some moments in nature. There's such potential, and I'll talk a bit about all the things that I find helpful on my journey that I kind of see are the payoffs of spending time within her and engaging with that beautiful green energy. So there's lots of different research coming out showing how healing being in nature can be. And it might be a challenge, like I said, sometimes if you're stuck indoors in a hospital setting, maybe living in like a concrete jungle. I don't know how people do that, but there are ways, and I'll share them at the end, of how you can start to engage with nature more in your everyday life. Just to start off, like, we know that going outside in general can be so healing, and especially now with this whole COVID situation where people are pretty much just isolating themselves and staying indoors. Obviously, don't go out if you're not feeling well, but you know, it's important, even if it means getting out on like a patio or a balcony, laying in your backyard, whatever works, just getting yourself in the sunlight so that you can start getting those like vitamin Ds and all that healthy stuff that's going to overall boost your immunity, support you with building like healthy body and mind. So vitamin D is obviously one great way. By having the vitamin D, we're also supporting other areas of function in our body. And also we're improving our circadian rhythm. We're able to get out in the sunlight. Our body, our sleep will start to really regulate itself. And I think a lot of people are struggling with their sleep, especially with like all the blue light from technology and all this stuff. It really throws us off. So going outside, especially spending time in nature, can be super healing for this. They also say that our serotonin, the neurotransmitter that's highly connected with like the happier mood, is boosted. And that also, I think, is related to the circadian rhythm. So if we can connect more, our happy chemicals in our body are going to really be shining. There's also studies that have been showing spending time in nature can help improve our attention span and our memory, also improving our creativity. And this is something that I found really helpful if I'm kind of feeling stuck or if I'm just needing this boost of inspiration. I go for a walk in the forest, and by the time I'm out of there, like, just new insights and understandings come in. There's something really powerful if we look at like just the spirit of the plants and the spirit of a forest, that Mother Nature, that there is something very nurturing and caring, which they've also seen that when we spend time in nature, it helps us to kind of shift out of that fight or flight mode and more into love, more into connection. So I think ultimately this is something that all of us could benefit currently in our day and age. So, I mean, I think those are some pretty great reasons to want to get out in nature and to spend time in the forest or whatever that looks like for you. Now it's a matter of how do you go about doing this? Again, this doesn't mean that you need to go like deep into some like thick wood and spend hours upon hours. I think there's so many ways in which we can incorporate nature and connecting. And one simple way is through like images. Putting pictures on your computer or your phone, watching videos. You know, sometimes I like to put on a background like sound and video of just oceanscapes and all this fun stuff. Being that I live in the prairies, we don't get a whole lot of ocean view. So all this sort of thing can be really supportive. Even putting pictures up in your home, on the walls, all this stuff I think can really help ground us, and just connecting to that image can be really supportive. Now, if looking at an image isn't going to float your boat, then maybe it's time to get outside. And there's so many neat places. I know here in our city, like I'm just a little bit a ways from a ravine area, and it's really nice to just go in and get lost. Obviously bundling up if it's somewhere that it's cold, making sure you have the proper gear. Something I've learned is to have those like ice pick sort of traction additions to the shoes. That's like a lifesaver. Do what you need to so that you can get out there and be safe. And make sure that if it's like your first time, that you're not going out about somewhere where, you know, you're not really sure where you're going. Like have a compass with you, or take a friend. That's always great. Someone that you can like just connect with and share the experience with. But get yourself prepared and just go out and be willing to explore and see. If it's too cold outside for you, then sometimes I just stay in my car. I will like not even go venturing out, because honestly sometimes you just can't for more than a few minutes. And that's totally fine. I just like seeing the images of the trees and nature, the snow, whatever the case is. And that can be really, really healing. And if you're wanting to bring this beautiful energy into your own home in other ways, one I found very helpful are the plants. I know a lot of people are getting that green thumb nowadays. I definitely wouldn't say that this is something that I am like a pro at, but I definitely got some plants and they seem to be doing okay. And it just is this nice addition to connect with the whole like growing process of this energy of these plants. This can be really healing, and you can take this as much or as little as you want. I mean, people have like whole jungles in their homes basically. But there's something very healing, I think, not just for us to see and connect energetically with these plants, but also clearing our space, because I mean, plants really do help clean the air, and it's going to improve your body and your wellness in so many ways. So these are kind of just some of the things that I found helpful. I also wanted to add, like, the more we can really connect to the earth, the better. People oftentimes will do like grounding, where you can like, I encourage you, maybe if it's not too cold out, you know, because obviously being mindful of hypothermia, but taking your shoes off, getting your bare feet onto like the grass, onto the soil, and allowing yourself that opportunity to really connect to that deeper place, because it's so grounding. It reduces our anxiety, reduces like all the noise that's going on in our head, and just brings us back to the present moment. So let us know in the comments, what are some ways that you connect with nature and how it's supported you on your path. Feel free to like or share this video with anyone you think might benefit from hearing this message today. And I look forward to seeing you all in another video. Take care.